All right, hey, welcome to another edition of Runbuck on Games. I'm Runbuck, and I got another deck breakdown for you. This time we're taking a look at Arena 7. Been busily working away, not just hanging out and not posting, trying to analyze my attacks a little better, just a little better. So we'll show you that at the end of this, but this is the deck I've ran for about 30 to 50 skirmishes. I'll just show you one attack here, and we'll kind of walk through it, and then we'll look at the stats from those 30 to 50 attacks to kind of get a sense for where to go from here. So first off, we're going to face up against, it doesn't really matter, we're not moving to this deck, but there you can see my deck. It's basically a Musketeer deck, 3 Musketeer deck, so you front that with Giants, or a Prince Giant combo is another attack combination, or Musketeer Freeze is an attack combination. There's a variety of ways to make this work, but let's take a look at this one here. Alright, Arena 7. Who are we up against? We have no idea. Somebody from the Asia Pacific Rim. So one of the big things with this is you got to watch your open and not open until they open. So in this case he opens the goblins. We let him nibble away at the towers a little bit. Play behind the towers with the Rubberbanding is also big because then you can drop the giant in front or a prince in this case. So that's another technique you'll see going down. So at this point, I mean, we're going to get some damage. We're going to nick them up a little bit. And that's what you'll see a lot. They'll be typically fireballing your backside of your behind your meat shield, the prince or the giant. So don't drop both wizard and bombardier or bomber before the potential firebomb drops, because you don't want to get everything wiped. Your musketeers typically will do all right if you drop them versus fireball. I'm also seeing a lot of this. A lot of mortars replace the Gi+Bo up top, so you got to be prepared to kind of drive in on that with either a wall breaker, giant wall breaker, or some type of combination. But you notice what I played off of that was I went 3 Musketeer and I'm using the freeze combo to basically, there's so much DPS coming out of the 3 Musketeers that if they don't focus on it and try to stop it, it's death. So I pushed through pretty far, then we can drive through the giant. And the thing is with the mortars is it's a slow wear down, so you really have got some time. You don't have to feel like you got to push into the mortar right away. And again, you can see the same combination of giant, then wall breaker, well in this case bomber, and so then they chew me down with some light troops, and then I go off lane with the prince in there. And the one thing about the prince is you can't really lead with him. The prince is really for an attack like that off lane or with the giant. Don't send him in by himself and try to sneak something in. It's not going to work. Typically, unless you know they've really committed to the other lane or trying to push it. So I'm ignoring them at this point. I'm just waiting. So you can kind of see that the fun part about this deck is that it really has 3-star power. I mean, probably it's 3-star percentage rate. I didn't run stats on that. Maybe I should. I'll try to pull that up. But you know, the ability of this deck to basically if you get the both one tower each is down and be able to drive through and take it is very high. I mean, it can, you get the musketeers rolling behind the meat shield. It's good night Irene a lot of times. Let's take a look though while we're like I said at the stats. So here is the when I started tracking it, I tracked it looks like at what 24 attacks were in this. So wins and draws I count as wins for me. You can see versus level 7 clashers, I was getting a 54% win rate, which is okay. But the big concern is that 46% win rate versus peer. So against other Town Hall 8s, it was kind of concerning to see that we weren't really getting above 50%. I can't really take you very far, right? The top end for this deck for me was 2385. So instead, I think what we'll do is we'll switch to a new deck. So here are the decks that beat me. And you can see at the top there, the one guy got to 2493 using a combination of Baby Dragon Loon with Balloon, which makes sense. You kind of distract with the Baby Dragon and the Loon together, so you can't really target one or the other. Also, Freeze is a nice combination off the Loon, so you can see that Fireball Freeze, and then the Minion Horde, Spear Golem, Tesla. So it's kind of a Tesla defense with some light troops with the Minion Horde, Spear Golem, and then you're really trying to poke in with the Loon, Baby Dragon, Freeze combination. So I'm going to give that a try, run it for a few attacks, and we'll pull something similar to that and see how the stats do for it. So stay tuned for that. And I'll just post the. I forget what percentage I was trying to do. If I remember, I'll post it right here above my head. If I forget, we'll just have me talking about something posted in my head. Talk to you guys later.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. JTJU. What? I like Greyhorn. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.